Good morning, YouTube. It is 8:02 a.m. in Springfield, Missouri. And I am back at a place that I have not been to in quite a while. As a matter of fact, the first time I was ever at this particular location, Associated Wholesale Grocers, Springfield, Missouri. Look them up on Google. Check out their reviews. You'll see. The last time I was here, I was just a green Swiftie. A green old Swift driver. About as green as they come, really. I had just gone OTR. I wasn't hauling automotive anymore. And I got saddled with a Georgia Pacific load going from down in Georgia out here. And it was a floor load. That means it wasn't stacked on pallets, it was boxes packed up in there loosely. So it had to be unpacked by hand. I had spent 13 hours here. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, 13 hours in Springfield, Missouri. Now, a lot of guys, you'll see on Google, they complain about how long it takes them. This is the worst capstone location ever. Blah, 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 blah. Well, they're not completely wrong, guys. Definitely not completely wrong. I have been to some lumpers that are worse. Granted, they also didn't have to unload a complete trailer load of floor load, filling up the trailer of paper products, boxes. There was like 3,000 or 4,000 boxes of paper products inside of this trailer. And I have to remind, and I find myself, I catch myself every now and then, and I got to remind myself, I'm still green, but I'm not as green as I was back then. I'm not a pro, but I'm not a noob either. If anything, I'm just out of being a noob. Just over the line. I am lightly experienced. Not going to call myself seasoned. Not going to call myself experienced. I'm lightly experienced. I've just had enough seasoning thrown on there. Just a little bit of salt. Just a little bit of salt. Ain't had no garlic powder thrown on there yet. And I had no cumin or chili powder, nothing like that. Just a little bit of salt. Just to season the water. That's about how I look at myself. But I backed into this loading dock here. One pull-up. And it's a bit of a challenge. And I found myself sitting here. Slid my tandems, backed up, touched the dot. And I found myself sitting there going, boy, that was sure a good job for an ex-Swift driver. And then I caught myself. And I was like, it's exactly it. Ex-Swift driver. I ain't no newbie. I ain't nothing like that. I'm an ex-Swift driver. I'm not a I don't know. A lot of people consider me a newbie still. But I'm not a baby. I'm just barely walking. I'm not even running yet. still got a few more years. So yeah, it was, I gotta catch myself every now and then. Haircut recently. I gotta catch myself every now and then. And I gotta humble myself. And you should always humble yourself. It's like some guys, that have been driving for 20, 30 years, they're like, damn, I'm good. But I'm not as good as some of these other guys. I'm not as good as I could be. So I guess I'm all right. That's how I need to start looking at myself. I need to quit saying, damn, that was good. Like, hey, that was all right. All right. Quick pat on the back. Get back to work. That's what I need to start doing. It's what I should be doing. But the world is not exactly a perfect place. Go figure. So, I'm sitting here waiting to get 20 pallets offloaded. I'm going to get ready to go back and take a nap because I know daggone well it's going to take a while. They're going to take these puppies off. They're going to break them down into smaller pallets because apparently the way the shippers puts the pallets together isn't good enough. And they got to separate everything. The different products from each pallet. That I understand. I get that. Okay, I'm cool with that. Whatever. But, if it's just a solid pallet of one product, do you really got to break it down into smaller pallets? There's no need for that. You're wasting our time. You're wasting your time. You're wasting the people who owns the warehouse that you're running their time. You're also wasting people's money because you're charging us to do that. Come on, lumpers, stop it. Stop it. There's no need for that mess. You know it. I know it. We all know it. So quit trying to jack us for money. It's ridiculous, dude. Come on. That affects everybody. Because, granted, federal law does not means that federal law states that we cannot pay out of pocket. The company cannot pay out of pocket. Either the receiver or the shipper has to pay the lumper fee. But here's another idea, guys. Instead of hiring, going to places like Capstone Logistics or Lumpers of America, or better yet, one of the most corrupt unions out there that I just happen to have a card for, the Teamsters. You know why I maintain a Teamsters card? Because it gets me access to loading docks to do things that I need to do to speed the process. Of course, for the last year, it's been a waste of money. But it's good to have just in case. I'm a Teamsters forklift operator. So, that gets, hey, trucking don't work out, guess what? I can go to work in Chicago or someplace like that on a loading dock driving a forklift. Not bad. The great thing about union is, Teamsters at least, and I know people that can verify this, you lose your job, they'll get you hooked up with another one in no time. There are bonuses to being union, and there's drawbacks. But anyways, aside from that, Missouri's voted to go to right to work, which means once that kicks in, the Teamsters are out. The unions are out. They can't hold workplaces hostage anymore. And they can't hold jobs hostage either. I think everybody should have the right to choose whether or not they want to be a union member. Everybody should have the right to be a union, whether or not they choose, you know? But like lumpers, it's a scam for one. Two, it allows receivers to be lazy, shippers and receivers, to be lazy and save a buck. Because they're charging us to unload that product into the warehouse. Now, the company that ordered this product isn't paying for, they're not paying for the warehouse space. They're not paying for this. They're not paying for that. As a matter of fact, they are. It's either the shipper or the receiver, whoever set it up. So, they're not having to pay for this, to have all these employees. Now, one of the jank parts about lumpers is a lot of these companies, they pay you by the trailer. Now, if you're lucky, you can pound out 5 trailers in a day before your shift is over. Now, I have seen some places like over in Detroit, a meat packer that I've delivered to over there, the guys were, being handed out extra shifts left and right, extra trailers. But the pay that they're giving these guys per trailer, like I know Capstone only gives their guys $25 a trailer. Now in the wintertime, it's brutal cold inside that trailer. Brutal. These guys are freezing. As well as being on a refrigerated dock, a wet dock. That's brutal. $25 a trailer, $25 a load to unload, break down, blah, blah, blah. Those guys aren't even getting paid enough. Especially when they're charging us, especially when I'm filling out a comm check for these jack wagons for, what is it? Most expensive one I filled a comm check out for, $738. Just to take off 16 pallets. I'll never forget that one as long as I live. Because it was ridiculous, man. It's a ridiculous amount of money. See, and it didn't always used to be that, either the shipper or the receiver had to pay the lumper fee. It used to come out of our pocket. They used to be jacking us, the drivers. Companies weren't paying us for it. The shippers weren't paying us for it. And the receivers weren't paying us for it. Yeah, I know, my hands are dirty. We weren't getting paid for it. So we were having, some of us were having to shell hundreds of dollars out of pocket just to get that crap off of our trailer. And then some of us found a way to get around it. Works sometimes, but not all the time. Sometimes you got to push back just a little bit. I found out how well this works once. I was in down in Texas. I'm not going to state the name of this company. I will say that it was American Lumpers Association. It's a lumpers union. Very small. Now, granted, their prices aren't bad, and they equip their workers with good quality equipment and safe equipment. Their equipment is good, it's good quality, and it's safe. Very well maintained. I will give those guys that. And they pay their workers well. But I had an experience with a head lumper at this receiver when I was a Swift driver. I was delivering a dry load. This head lumper was being quite the jerk. He was being rude. He was being discourteous on so many levels. It was ridiculous. There was no excuse for this gentleman's behavior. Like I said, it was going to be $400 to unload me. I was like, okay, cool. I'll be right back. And he said, no, you got to do it here. I gave him this exact look. Excuse me, sir. You gotta write it. You gotta do it up here. You gotta make the phone call. Blah 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 blah. Well, sir, I don't have my phone with me. My phone's out in the truck. Well, you can't go anywhere. I can't let you out. Blah 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 blah. You gotta do this. You know, you gotta do it now. Blah 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 blah. We won't touch you. Blah blah blah. The guy's just running his mouth. And he's getting belligerent at this point. And I'm like, look, man, I don't have any comm checks on me. I don't have my pen. I don't have my phone. I can't make the phone call. And the only way I can get the comm check is to send a macro on my Qualcomm for them to put it on my comm data card. Otherwise, they won't do it. I can make phone calls all day long. It won't give me nothing. Because that's how Swift works. They have to have the electronic trail. So, guy said, well, I guess we're going to have a problem then. And I said, all right, fine. There's a Swift terminal at the Walmart DC right next door. I'll just take it and go over there and drop it off. Somebody else can bring it in. Not my problem. He said, well, we need this product. Well, apparently you don't need it that bad if you're going to be this kind of a jerk. See ya. And I proceed to walk outside. I walked out the door. This guy's walking behind me, hollering at me, saying, you can't do that. I've got your bills. I turned around, snatched them out of his hand, and I said, not anymore. You haven't signed these bills yet. This load has not become your property. Until you sign those bills, I'm responsible for this load. So I took my bills, started walking across the lot. This guy went to grabbed me by the shoulder, said, you can't, and that was the end of it. I spun around, because I was on the phone. I got on the phone with my drive manager. I was telling her about it, about what was going on. Well, this guy's in the background yelling at me, and when he grabbed me by the shoulder, I spun around and I laid him out. I said, you don't touch me. I don't know about how you treat people where you come from. I don't know how you treat people down here, but where I come from, you don't touch people, or you're gonna wake up in the dirt. My drive manager said, is everything okay? And I said, yeah, my fist hurts, but yeah. She said, did he touch you first? And I said, yes, he did. All right, cool. So I walk away. I get closer to my truck, and this guy gets up and says, all right, I'm sorry. I'll unload, we'll go ahead and unload you for free. I said, fine, but I'm keeping a hold of these bills until that freight's off of the trailer. How are we supposed to know what pallets are supposed to come off? I said, fine, I'll do you one better. Sign this cover sheet right here and give it to me. That's all I need. Just sign it and put it in my hand. Yeah, Birdie. So he did. But anyways, that's the experience that I've had with bad lumpers. I've had aggressive lumpers. I've obviously dealt with aggressive lumpers. I've dealt with very nice, polite, kind of slow, but apologetic about it lumpers. I've also dealt with fast, nice, and efficient lumpers. And then I've dealt with lumpers like this place, where they are slower than molasses in January. By the time they get done with me here, I'm going to have a full-on beard. I'm going to finally be able to grow a beard, because it's going to take that daggum long. My hair is probably going to be down to here by the time they get done. I know, my hair is getting long. And I'm probably going to have some gray streaks forming in it. But that's what's expected out of this place. I mean, they're rated less than 2.5 stars. That's by drivers who have delivered here and lumpers that have worked here. I don't totally blame the lumpers, because a lot of times they've got the load taken out, broken down, blah, blah, blah. They're just waiting for one of the employees that works for the company, in this case AWG, to come by and do the count and scan the barcode. How that takes like 10 hours, I don't know. But there's been guys that have sat here for 2 days waiting. Just waiting. It takes them hours to get unloading them. Then it takes them hours to get the load counted and read and signed in. And it takes hours for the paperwork to come back. Sometimes days. Depends on how efficient they're feeling that day. So, moral of the story is, don't deal with lumpers. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with a grocery warehouse, any kind of grocery distribution warehouse, you're going to deal with lumpers. It is what it is. It's what you got to do. It sucks, but it's what you got to do. I know some independent owner-operators won't touch them. Will not deal with them. Because there's been situations where drivers lose their next load. There was a driver just maybe a couple months back was here, held over like 8 hours, lost his load down in Joplin, ended up having to sit for 3 days for another load. little bit of Aubrey time, huh? There's some cuteness. Look at the cuteness. All right, down. Down. No, no more. Down. Stay. Stay. There we go. What do y'all think of that? RHEC, Raise Hell, Eat Homebred. Redneck Nation gear right here, all up church right here. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned a little bit of something. I hope you got a little bit of entertainment out of it. If not, and you think I suck, eat a bag of peckers. By the way, if you want to get yourself one of these hats, man, like, check out rednecknation.com. These guys are cool, man. I had called down there to their warehouse, their shipping center, to check out my order. And, you know, some of the nicest people to talk to. You can place your order online. You can call down there to check on it if you don't receive your shipping notice, which, be careful about that, because 9 times out of 10 it's probably going to get sent to your spam box. So if you order something from there, and they've got all kinds of stuff there for anybody redneck. They got Rebel Flag blankets, Rebel Flag hoodies. They've got Redneck Nation gear, so shirts, jackets, hoodies, hats. They got some really cool stuff up on there. They've also got merch for hip hop artists like Upchurch, the Redneck. Well, now it's just Upchurch, I think now. Bottleneck, Demon Jones, several other artists. Check these guys, check their website out, guys. Remember, rednecknation.com. No, I'm not being sponsored by these people. Granted, I think there's some pretty cool people. I love their stuff, man. Like this hat, man. It's liquid embroidery. It ain't coming off. It's flexible and it ain't flaking off anytime soon. Check them out, man. I mean, they got some really cool stuff up on there. I know some people, I got a couple of friends, they wish that they sold mud jugs and stuff because they're dippers. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell down in the corner to make it go ring-a-ding-ding anytime I post something new. I hope you guys enjoyed it. God bless you guys. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. And remember, keep on trucking, man.